Hey BookTube, it's Nick. It's been a while. Maybe not quite for you, but for me, it's been a while since I filmed, and even the last time I filmed was the first time in like several weeks. So if I'm not quite as myself in front of the camera, that's why, but we're trying our best here. I am in my new room. If you didn't watch my last video, I moved rooms. I'm in the same apartment, but I'm now across the hall, and I built this bad boy in my last video. It's very, very long, so I don't blame you if you didn't watch it. But yes, I built a new bookshelf because I needed something to match this one, and yeah, nobody cares about that. What we're here today for is the mid-year book freakout tag. I love watching these. I watched them last year. I think last year was actually the first year that I started watching BookTube. I didn't really know what it was before then, but I love the mid-year book freakout tag, and I'm so excited to finally participate in it this year. So let's get into it. The first question is the best book that you've read so far this year. And this one was actually kind of hard because my immediate answer I ended up using for the next question. So it's still like one of the best because it's still a new favorite, but I don't know if it'd be like the best, but I didn't want to use multiple books. I'll just show you what it is. An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Ryderson. I know a lot of people aren't crazy about this book. It's gotten a lot of mixed reviews, but I read it this year and just completely fell in love with it. It was so nice to be in this world, and it's really short, but honestly, I think the pacing is done extremely well considering the size of the story, and it was just so fun reading this, so yeah, best book I've read so far. The next question is the best sequel that you've read, and technically this would be like the best, but we're using it for this category. And that is none other than Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This book is so freaking good. Not only is it the best sequel I've read this year, but I mean, I kind of cheated. This is the best book that I've read so far this year. It's so good. It's one of my absolute all-time favorites, like way, way up there, tied for first place. It's so good, y'all. It's so good. I don't actually know if I'm supposed to be giving like synopsis for these. I've talked about all these books before in all my videos this year, so we're gonna ignore that. Number 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. For that, I have one of my absolute most anticipated releases that I have my hands on, but I've yet to start, but I'm going to start it very, very soon, don't worry, and that is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I read The Poet X last year? Yes, I read it last year, and then I actually just reread it like a week or two ago, and it's still one of my absolute favorite books of all time. I'm so excited to read this. I absolutely love her writing style, and I've heard nothing but good things about this book so far, and I really like the concept because I feel like we do not have hardly any YA books about teen moms who actually like already have the baby and are struggling through motherhood as a teenager, so I'm really, really, really excited to dive into this. I can't wait. Number 4 is the most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and I don't think any of us are going to be surprised when I say Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I'm so excited for this book. I cannot even use words to describe how hyped I am. It comes out on October 1st, so really just the perfect time. Like, it's gonna be so spooky, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to read it. Number 5 is The Biggest Disappointment, and although this wasn't my lowest rated book, it was definitely one that I thought I would enjoy much more than I did. I actually had to grab it from my unhaul pile because I decided last minute that I am actually going to unhaul it because I just don't need it. I'm not going to continue with the series anymore, and that is Restore Me by Tahira Mafi. I reread Shatter Me and then continued on with the trilogy earlier this year, and although they're not like the best books ever, I had a really, really fun time with them. But when I got to Restore Me, it took me like a month and a half, 2 months to read this, which is wild because like my favorite character from that series has a perspective in this book, but it just it really, really didn't do it for me. I just could not get into it. I had to force myself to finish it, and there's no way that I was going to continue on and read Defy Me, so this was very, very disappointing. I wasn't expecting it to be a 5-star because none of the other books were, even though I really loved them. But yeah, I think I ended up giving this like, I don't know, I think on Goodreads I gave it a 3-star, but honestly it's probably like a 2.5 or a 2.75. I don't know. It was just a really big letdown. I don't think it was a bad book, but it wasn't what I wanted. Number 6 is The Biggest Surprise, and although I knew this book was going to be good, I didn't think it was going to be one of my new favorite books, and I definitely didn't think I would like it more than the author's previous book, and that is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. Like I said, I knew this would be fantastic, but I didn't think that I would like it more than The Hate U Give, because that was just so phenomenal. But I actually think I like this one a little bit better. I don't know. I just really, really, really enjoy my time with this. It's one of my new favorites. I think I already said that. I don't care. It's that good. You need to read it if you haven't yet. It was so good. I was so surprised at just how much I loved it. Number 7 is a favorite new author. They can either have just put out their debut or they're new to you. And for that, I'm picking an author that I've read for the first time this year. 2 books by her, and both of them I read at just the absolute perfect time, and that is Bridget Kemmerer, who wrote A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which I read this year at the perfect time, and then after that I read Letters to the Lost by her, which oh my gosh, I don't even know how to describe my feelings on that book, because I literally could not have read it at a more perfect time in my life, and it was just exactly what I needed, and it was so good. Like, I genuinely don't know how to talk about that book, so I don't know how I'm gonna do my wrap up next month, but it was just really good, and it's so easy for me to fall into Bridget Kemmerer's writing style and her worlds, and, well, I say worlds, but one of them was a contemporary, but I don't know, it just really, really meshes well with me, so I'm really excited to read more of her work. Number 8 is your new fictional crush, and that is none other than Nikolai Lantsov. I read the Grisha trilogy earlier this year, and then I read King of Scars, and I am so in love with that man. Like, can he just be real? Because he owns my whole heart, and I really need the sequel for King of Scars, like, immediately. Number 9 is your newest favorite character, and am I allowed to say the entire cast of Six of Crows, even though I technically read that at the very, very end of last year? I didn't read Cookie Kingdom until this year, so can I just say them? Because holy crap, literally all 6 of the main cast are so good. Like, they're such good characters, and I love every single one of them so much. Like, I guess if I had to pick favorites, I would say either Nina or Inej, but like, literally all of them are fantastic. Yeah, that's who I'm going with. Number 10 is a book that made you cry, and I'm kind of cheating on my no repeats rule, because I am going to say Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer. I think that's the only book that I've actually cried at this year. It takes a lot to make me cry, but like I said, it was just really perfect timing, and it hit me in a way that like no other book ever has. So yeah, I'm going with that one. Number 11 is a book that made you happy. For that, I'm going with Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This book was so freaking cute, and I was just smiling like the entire time I was reading it. It was just so much fun, and it made me so happy, and yeah, like, come on guys, you have to read this. Everyone's read it. If you haven't, what are you doing? Pick it up. It's so good. Number 12 is the most beautiful book that you've bought or received this year. There are so many books that I could pick for this, because there are so many books with beautiful covers that I've gotten this year. Like, Language of Thorns is gorgeous. Sorcery of Thorns is stunning. With the Fire on High, like, not only is this cover gorgeous, but look at that. Beauty. But I think I have to go with none other than King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. This is the most beautiful book that I've ever seen, and no book can compare in my heart, because look at how gorgeous this is. And then, bam, she's beautiful. Like, look at this, look at this. Gorgeous. Number 13 is what book do you need to read by the end of the year, and that is 100% Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas. I cannot believe that I haven't read this book yet, because it literally came out at the end of last year and I still haven't read it, but like, 1, it's huge. 2, I haven't read Tower of Dawn, and I never finished Empire of Storms because I'm a trash human being. Not that like I wasn't enjoying it, I think I went through the whole series too slow, so by the time I got to Empire of Storms, I was like forgetting a lot of things. So I'm actually currently trying to do a reread of the whole series so I can finally get to this, because I need to know how the story ends. But if I tried to read this now, I'd be so lost. So yes, I need to read this by this year. Holy crap. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know down below what books that you need to read by the end of the year and what your favorite book of this year so far has been. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.